their side. The travelling Rovers supporters who are behind their team literally to our left give their side a cheer. And this is a qualifiers contest that could turn out to be quite some game. It'll be Leeds to get us underway, and they will have the sun glaring in their eyes for this first 40 minutes. So Rovers will be looking to make the most of that. Sutcliffe then gets us underway, and Craig Hall claims the ball, and Old Kingston Rovers get the first touch.
I'd expect to see some points in this game. I saw last night how good that Saints-Wigan derby was, but this game, when they're both fighting to return to Super League, the conditions are perfect, the pitch is nice and firm, we're going to see some decent shots, and we're going to see two teams that are willing to throw the ball around and really chance their arm. If it's just 5 drives and a kick, you won't beat your opponent.
Welcome back, Rob Mulhern, that was another former Leeds player. And Rovers just over the halfway line. Clarkson plays the ball, and Maguire, first kick, and collected by young Jack Walker, 19 years of age. Danny Maguire, 35 years of age. That's the changing of the guard at Headingley, really. Maguire moving on, and the Jack Walkers of this world assuming the mantle, and some mantle to assume at Headingley. Here is Tom Briscoe.
He plays such an important role, Jack Walker. When he's returning that ball, he's a threat. He's one of those players that really, you look at the size of him, you look at how his body makeup is, he isn't particularly big, but he's such a strong runner of the ball. As he's that player, he'll never take a backward step.
Brad Singleton is tackled by Clarkson, and Sutcliffe, who hoists a kick, and underneath it is Adam Quinlan, who's had a really solid season for Hull Kingston Rovers, missed only 2 of 27 games so far, and is their top try scorer at full-back.
I was looking at the size of Justin Carney, who's just playing the ball now, been out for obviously a length of time, and he has got the biggest legs. I think all he's been doing in the time that he's been off the field, he's just been doing squats. He's massive.
They don't call him the tank on the flank for nothing, or the thing on the wing. Mike Maguire again looks for 40-20, but the ball stays well in field, and again it's Walker.
Do you know, positioning, that's 2 kicks that Danny Maguire's got away, both of them. He's been in the perfect position. I mean, you talk about youngsters having potential. Well, I already think that Jack Walker's a star now.
Now here's Luke Briscoe on the other wing. That's a penalty, first of the game.
Well, Luke Briscoe, he might not be blessed with the same pace that Ryan Hall once had, but what he has is he's got determination in his run, and his effort to try and play that ball quickly forces the whistle. And Rob Mulhern, who was teammates with Luke Briscoe in the academy at Leeds Rhinos once upon a time, couldn't get out of the way.
So first penalty of the game goes to Leeds, and they move it inside the Hull Kingston Rovers 40. Richard Myler. Here is Sutcliffe. Just a burst of speed from Liam Sutcliffe. Couldn't find a gap. Now a little step. And it's Stevie Ward looking over his shoulder. We're still trying for an offload. Here's Dwyer. Brad Dwyer keeping his starting place despite Matt Parcell's return to fitness. Here's Myler. Myler. Leeds going wide, and Leeds going in at the corner. And Joel Moon claims the try, but Ben Thaler hasn't awarded it yet. Joel Moon looking for his 6th try in the qualifiers. Ben Thaler reckons he's got it, but he needs video ref Phil Bentham just to confirm that Moon didn't hit the whitewash.
I don't think there's a problem with this. Certainly knows how to finish a try. Didn't bring Luke Briscoe into the play. Thought that he's got the speed, the strength, the awareness to get over the try line. I still think he's okay there.
Yeah, that's a try.
Well, his boot's the green boot at the back, isn't it? He knows exactly where he is on the field, how much position he's got. And that's a good finish.
I think he's got the white boots on, Joel Moon. Luke Briscoe has the green boots. Keeps his feet. He's pushing back at that point, trying to stay in field, gets a good grip on the ball, gets it down as early as he can. First try, I'm confident of that.
I do apologise, but it is the white boots, yeah. He does know how to finish, doesn't he?
Phil Bentham's had a good look at that. The try decision is confirmed. Leeds get the start they wanted. Joel Moon with his 6th try in the qualifiers. And that tally includes a hat-trick against London last time out. And they are going to miss this man.
Well, last 2 appearances of being at centre, and Brad Dwyer, when he goes off the back of a quick play the ball, I thought he'd blown it. But still Leeds switch on, they work up, play what's in front of them, and Joel Moon, as you say, to score 6 tries in the opening 3 games. This is the 3rd game. Shows what a class act he really is. You find him out wide, and he can certainly finish it off.
That's the reason Brad Dwyer keeps his position and keeps his place in the Rhinos side. Everybody reacts off the back of it. He commits defenders and creates some space.
So Liam Sutcliffe with the touchline conversion. First one for him this afternoon. Can't hit the target. Just pushing it across the face of the posts, but Leeds ahead early on, 4-0. Joel Moon with the try.
At the point of the play of the ball, Leeds look set, they look spread to put on a specific play, and when Brad Dwyer gets out, everybody on the front foot reacting, and there was only an inch or 2 for Joel Moon spare at the end of that play.
6 years a Rhino, Joel Moon, but calling time on his career in this country, which began with the Salford club and going back to the NRL. 30 years of age now.
So he will be missed. Covered a number of positions. Joel Moon always gives his all, no matter what position he plays at.
And a bit like Tom Makinson last night with that fantastic try against Wigan. Yeah, keep just finding the space there.
The good players who play on the edge know exactly what space they've got to work in, and both of those players are great.
It's Jamie Jones-Buchanan, big tackle in the middle of the field. And then the kick comes in, and it's a high hanging one. Quinlan underneath it, collects it, but the Leeds chase is good, and there's nowhere for Quinlan to go.
Red alert when Adam Quinlan gets hold of the ball. As I already mentioned, the tries he scored, 13 so far for Hull KR, but it's his threat with the ball, the amount of tackles that he breaks, that's meant that Leeds Rhinos are putting the ball high, putting the kicks high, giving the kick chase some time to get near him.
Rovers, 3 tackles gone this set of 6. And they keep this ball alive. And here is Justin Carney, back in the side after 4 games out. Chris Atkin, James Greenwood, back to Atkin. Atkin puts a neat little kick in, down the sideline, finds touch.
Well, he's got good vision, hasn't he, Chris Atkin? Remember him when they played in round 1 at Ellen Road, how good he was on the ball, defensively as well, not scared of getting his body in front of some of those bigger players. He's got the vision to kick the ball in early. And Tim Sheens knows it's all about field position when you play against the Rhinos. They've been under some pressure in the opening stages of this game. They've obviously conceded the first try, which they'll be disappointed with, but they need to play the game up here as far as they can.
Chris Atkin named in the England night squads recently, along with club colleague Robbie Mulhern. So an accolade for Hull Kingston Rovers, despite the season they've had, finishing in the bottom 4, hence their involvement in the qualifiers. It's Leeds in possession, as they have been for the most part in this game. That's a high shot from Crooks, and the referee Ben Faintley just had a look to see where that was going.
He does that really well, Luke Briscoe. What he does is he almost gets to the line and then skips off that right foot, and Ben Crooks lunging, loose arm, nothing more than 20-30 metres easily gained downfield for Leeds.
2 penalties so far, both of them going the Rhinos' way then. They were able to capitalise on the last one ultimately with that Joel Moon try. What can they do with the territory they've gained from this latest penalty? Here goes Dwyer. As I said, Matt Parcell is fit, he's back from injury, but he's on the bench for this one, and Dwyer starting. Some good performances to boost his claim. That was a big hit, and that time Rovers got it right with the tackle.
Well, he read that well, didn't he, then? I think it was Craig Hall who comes in from the wing, he jams in, and when he gets this shot here on Jack Walker, who's linking up from behind, he spotted it, he knew exactly what was coming up. Good effort. Dislodges the ball, and you can see that there's a Leeds player stood in front. The ball comes off Richie Mile, now it's a penalty to the Robins.
Maguire hasn't hung around, he's found touch, albeit it was a bit of a worrying moment as it looked as though it might stay in the field of play, but on the back of that, it's Hull Kingston Rovers for the first time in this game really putting pressure on this Leeds defence. Here is Chris Clarkson. And Carl Ablett with the tackle. Tommy Lee, Atkin, Maguire very quickly closed down Quinlan, I beg your pardon. Lee once more. Quick hands. And a forward pass, says the referee. Clarkson on the end of it, but the ball was forward.
Well, they'll be disappointed. A couple of times that they got the ball, they went at the line, they were fixing defenders. It's Chris Atkin, the number 24, who gives the ball to Clarkson. You can just see he's trying to fake that ball, really. He's looking, he's got his head pointing out the back as though the ball's going out the back. Hits the front runner and the lead runner in Chris Clarkson. Well, they have enough of this territory and position. They can score some tries. See, they've got some honest halfbacks in Maguire and Atkin who really do like to get at some of the big fellas, make them plant the feet, create space on the edge.
Referee not happy with that scrum. Just asking him to have another go. Leeds head and feed. And it is a warm afternoon. The players taking advantage of the stoppage there just to take some water on board. Referee doesn't get that luxury. A gasp from the crowd at that hit from Danny Tickle. Briscoe's pass is a stray one and it's collected by Craig Hall, and Hall will level the scores with this, and what a catastrophe that was for the Rhinos and Luke Briscoe, I think, because Craig Hall has pounced and made the most of that opportunity. He got an interception try in the last game against Toronto, and he's taken advantage of another situation there.
Well, a moment of madness from Luke Briscoe. He's near his own line, off the back of the first carry, thinks he sees a player and a teammate in space. He tries to pass the ball, and Craig Hall doesn't need a second invitation. Poacher extraordinaire, Craig Hall. He's almost stood still, hands behind his side, not expecting the pass to go in, but the minute it bounces on the floor, he bounces, picks it up, and gets Hull KR back in this game.
Well, he's good in them yardage plays. Normally, Luke Briscoe, I think he was looking to hit his brother out the back, Tom Briscoe. But this wasn't really on. There was a couple of Leeds Rhinos player there in the vicinity, but you don't do that when a man like Craig Hall is around you. He has got certain speed, and as you say, scored an intercept the last time he played a game. Certainly knows his way to the try line.
That's his third qualifiers try, wearing 41, Craig Hall, as Hull Kingston Rovers add to their squad this season. Ben Crook's wearing 42, and the 40-somethings in the Hull Kingston Rovers side doing pretty well for them. Craig Hall certainly. He's not kicking the goals on this occasion. It's Danny Tickle who's got the goal-kicking duties. He's almost a 40-something. He's 35 years of age, Danny Tickle, still going strong. And he kicked 4 from 4 in that nervy victory over Toronto Wolfpack last time out. So not surprisingly, Tickle keeping the goal-kicking duties. I think he was supposed to be rested for the trip to Toronto, but because of various injuries, he ended up playing. And he's kept his place for this one. And this to put Hull Kingston Rovers ahead. And he's missed.
Well, near your own try line, when your outside backs get in and get hold of the ball, you just want them to get forward, get a quick play of the ball. The forwards will be thinking, now, what are you doing? Just get us forward, get us to the middle. We'll take over tackle 3 and 4. And I say Craig Hall, once he pounces on that ball, but there wasn't really going to be anyone in front of him to stop him.
Having watched that again, the decision to pass is the mystery to me, because nobody's looking. He has a close support play, and you're right, Tez, it's his brother Tom out the back, but needless, and it's irrelevant now. OKR back in this game, will be back on the front foot.
Here's Musi Masoi, reception committee for him then. Hull Kingston Rovers travelling in confident mood for this one because their away form has not been bad, looking to extend their unbeaten away run to 5 matches. They haven't lost on the road since visiting St Helens back in June in Super League. And here they come now with Junior Faibai.
He's a player with great talent, isn't he? Good footwork at the line speed, very explosive. You look at the size of them two on the left. Here's the second one, Justin Carney.
John Briscoe tried to get a hold of him and was just shrugged off. Carney plays the ball and then has a look at whoever was tackling him. It was Joel Moon, lovely chip over the top, and Quinlan will go in. And it's back-to-back tries for Hull Kingston Rovers, and Leeds caught cold there. Ben Thaler maybe not certain about this one either. He's going to go to video ref Phil Bentham, and he wants to know about the onside offsides from his video ref.
The moment that kick goes off, the referee, in communication with his linesman, his touch judge, asks the question, are they onside?
That looked okay, that. They both, like Quinlan, when he gets this ball, looks like he times it to perfection, really. I don't think there's a problem. Here's the put down.
Phil Bentham not hanging around, looking at this one. Quick look at that offside, onside situation. No problem there, no problem for Adam Quinlan. And Hull Kingston Rovers' top try scorer in all competitions this year gets his 14th of 2018, his first in the qualifiers.
Well, get to the position on the field that you want to be at. And Chris Atkin, we've always talked about his kicking game every time that we've seen him on Sky Sports. Confident player, the last play, nothing to lose really. Do you put an attacking kick in that goes a bit longer, or a short kick over the top where you haven't got a player? And I just think that's good awareness from both players, knowing that there's some space behind the defensive line. And he drops that ball exactly where he wants it.
The kick is perfect. The decision to kick and the amount of bodies that he's got around him, I'm pretty sure that's come from the coach, come from the game plan. They've looked at something during the week and decided, if we can get enough numbers, if we've got some momentum on the short side, probably got 5-6 metres to play with, 4 or 5 Robins players, all chasing hard with the ball. That's a wonderful try.
Leeds caught napping. Quinlan pounced to get his first try in the last 5 games, going through a bit of a barren patch going into these qualifiers. Well, that's a good way to rediscover your scoring touch. And Chris Atkin creating it for him. And Justin Carney's run unsettled the Rhinos' defence. It's his role, isn't it? Unsettling.
Well, him and Bye-Bye, yeah.
Tickle then. Has missed that one.
And you're absolutely right, Bill. There was a decision from Brad Dwyer to get out, put pressure on the Hull KR ball carrier. Fast hands, a long pass that just stressed and fractured the defensive line of Leeds Rhinos. The first try was a gift. It was a mistake from Luke Briscoe. But the second try, that was pure class.
Well, that's a bit of a turnaround. Leeds ahead by 4 points to 0 and bossing things early on. Now trailing by 8 points to 4 to the visitors from East Yorkshire.
You'd say, Bill, that's the confidence that they need. 2 quick tries in the opening quarter. Need to get off the blocks really quick, and they've done that. Yeah, the first try was off a mistake, but like Barry said, that was pure class. And here we go, Justin Carney. That handoff is just like a joust, isn't it?
It's a good description, that. Yes. And there it goes again. It won't stop. Almost up to the halfway line. Been out for a while, Justin Carney. 4 outs. There's probably a bit of aggression to get out there.
Well, he's certainly got aggression, hasn't he? That's
well, here they come again. Step back in field from Ben Crooks. That's the 5th tackle. Joel Moon was pushing his luck there. Maguire hoists the kick. And it's into no man's land. It's a good one, but claimed by Walker. And then Walker's claimed unceremoniously by Mulhern.
He's a brave player, isn't he? He knows he's going to be put under some pressure. He's got to get his body right underneath the ball. He does that, and then he takes one. He takes a clattering.
And Luke Briscoe looking to make amends, and the crowd appreciating that in the south stand.
I said, don't worry, I won't pass this one. I'm just going to take it as hard as I can.
Here's Adam Cuthbertson now. Leeds know they are in a scrap here. Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Tickle with the tackle. Up top. Now it's with Myler, and Myler, little grubber kick. And it's, Quinlan almost got away. The ball almost got away from him, I should say.
Oh, he did it incredibly well then. He slipped at the last minute, Adam Quinlan, and the kicker was chasing hard, Richie Myler, but he chose to kick to that short side. He had a lot of acres over to his right, came back to the left.
Should have got a slipfielder's job on the other side of the stand, Adam Quinlan, with that catch. Toronto against the London Broncos coming up at 5:15 on Sky Sports Arena. That follows this contest between Leeds Rhinos and Hull Kingston Rovers. Fifth tackle, and just outside that Leeds 40, Maguire, time to put the kick in. And the ball is batted back. Play on, says the referee, and it's...
There's a knock on here.
There's a knock on by Leeds there as well. Two brilliant kicks by Danny Maguire. The first one caught by Jack Walker, and then the second one, nobody could get anywhere near it in a Leeds shirt. Hull KR batted it back, and Stevie Ward, whilst the ball is bouncing on the floor, there's the knockback.
So
Stevie Ward comes into the...
Ward here.
He comes into the frame, and under the pressure of the defenders, James Greenwood being one of them, he makes the mistake.
Even that first try, when Luke Briscoe was forced to make that play when they scored the first try, they're attacking through the defence, the right areas of the field. They're really getting off the line and putting pressure, getting into the face of the Rhinos. And what else would be pleasing for Tim Sheens is the completion rate is strong. They've only made one mistake in the opening 18 minutes of the game.
Yeah, Hull Kingston Rovers in the ascendancy here. Having trailed early on, Ginny Vai tackled. Here is Atkin, James Greenwood, Brother Joe, man of the match for Wigan in their victory at St Helens last night. And Tommy Lee drops the ball off, literally drops the ball, and Carl Amlett picks it up.
He went back to that short side that they got the previous try by nature of a chip and chase, and there's a drop off there. Two big fellas to choose from. I think the first one was Vai. He got nowhere near it, and Leeds luckily get the ball back for them.
Tom Briscoe plays the ball. Luke Briscoe picks it up and goes on a good run.
Well, that's when he's dangerous, nice and direct, and dummy out the same as this man, Brad Dwyer.
Dwyer ducking, diving, pirouetting, almost getting himself in a tangle with that run. And then Sutcliffe hoists the kick towards Carney's wing, and Carney's made a hash of it.
Tom Briscoe, the referee called him offside. Justin Carney. We saw on 3 occasions when Leeds put it up, they put it up high, they chased hard, and you can see Tom Briscoe 2 metres the wrong side of Liam Sutcliffe.
And that's all it takes. Just stand in front of the man who's kicking the ball. You could have been attacking near Hull KR's line. You've got to make sure that you stood behind the man who kicks it.
So Justin Carney, a let-off for him there. And Hull Kingston Rovers instead are on the attack. Here's Maguire. Maguire gets away from Ferris. First time, the follow-up is there to make the tackle. And that's good work from Ferris again, with the tackle on Tommy Lee, who didn't really appreciate what was going on outside him with his teammates. Danny Tickle is uprooted by the Leeds defenders. Maguire is still down. Leeds with some stinging tackles at the moment. Tommy Lee, Maguire, little dink over the top. Burgess is, Briscoe is backpedaling, and Craig Hall. That's gone forward, I beg your pardon.
Well, Hull KR look like they're trying to attack the short side of Leeds Rhinos. There's the kick. Hall competing and contesting with Luke Briscoe. There was a knock-on. Ben Thaler, he blew his whistle. But when they decide to go on that short side, they're overloading, they're putting 4 and 5 players in a very short space. There's the knock-on.
So here is, on the other wing, Tom Briscoe. Cutting in fields. Now Brad Singleton. Singleton offloads to Ablett. Ablett has acres of space in front of him and no support. Quick play the ball. And Rovers penalised.
He's injured, Carl Ablett. He makes that break. He's probably looking for either somebody to tackle him or somebody to pass to in that order. And when he is tackled and he's on the floor trying to play the ball, what an offload from Brad Singleton to a short support runner. He's not happy there. Carl Ablett still down on the ground. Well, he gets his knees knocked together.
There you can see when he plants his leg down, there's just a little bit of a buckle. But he still gets up, still wants to play the ball quickly. But wasn't that a decent offload or a decent pass, really, from Brad Singleton? He's got a lot of attributes, Brad Singleton, I think. As Kevin Sinfield looks on, along with James Lowes, be a bit worried here, obviously behind on the scoreboard. They don't want to see one of the most experienced players leave the field. But Brad Singleton, he's like an old-style prop forward for me. He's big, he's raw-born, and just have a little look when he plants his leg here. I think that's where he does it.
Yeah.
But look at still the mentality of him. He's injured, he knows he's injured and gets up and plays it. Brad Singleton at the line, you expect him to just tuck the ball under his wing. He's got decent skills, the lad from up Cumbria. And I think when he has that ball, he causes so many problems, Brad Singleton.
Myler was trying to get there to support Carl Ablett. There is Brad Singleton, former Barrow Island junior.
A lot of responsibility on the shoulders of Brad Singleton this year. He's no longer a junior, no longer a player making his way in the game. He wears that special number and he carries that responsibility well.
Carl Ablett's not going to be able to continue, judging by the signals coming from the field. Looks as though Anthony Mullally will come on, and Ablett's being helped from the field. He has known injury during his career, more than his fair share, Carl Ablett.
He plays the game tough, and you can see from his face, you immediately know with an instinct, players and former players, when somebody goes down, we know whether it's a bad one.
Like people who might be watching this and new to the sport think he's absolutely crazy. He's injured, he's been helped off the field, he was tackled. Knowing that he's injured, he's still trying to get up and play the ball for the man behind him. In good attacking position, all he's thinking about is the rest of his team.
Over 300 appearances for the Leeds club, Carl Ablett. For this one, by the look of things, coming to a painful end.
That's nasty, that was.
Those look nasty. Yeah. That's a quality player, that. As I say, getting him to play the ball, helped off the field. They're going to be doing it tough now, with one less player that they can call upon from the bench.
Well, Mullally has gone on, and Leeds were, before Ablett was helped off the field, were awarded a penalty, which they've pushed into touch, and now Scruton, I think it was, came looking for Jamie Jones Buchanan, former colleague.
Nice change of direction from the Rhinos
on the field. So now Leeds, who've been under the cosh, looking to turn the tables. They've made a few changes. Petteru is on. There he is in the middle of the shot there. Matt Parcell is on. So while Carl Ablett was being attended to, they've obviously decided to not just make that one change, but bring on one or two others. So Parcell out there, Jordan Thompson, Nathaniel Petteru. Myler's ball back in field, and Jordan Thompson couldn't take the final pass, which came from Jamie Jones Buchanan. Was it a pass?
That's a poor set of six from Rhinos, although Hull KR lose the ball there, did he? Well, the referee just looking to the sideline to see that if the ball was stripped. He's now going over to the touch judge. see Jordan Thompson. Jordan Thompson is in the tackle, but it's lost by Sean Lunt. They need to make sure they're better with this. Look, you can just see clean loss. Good call.
And ultimately, Ben Thaler's given head and feed to Hull Kingston Rovers, although I thought at one point he'd given it to Leeds.
So did I.
He consulted his touch judge. Didn't like his original decision, consulted his touch judge.
And now it's a turnover.
And now it's a turnover. Pick any one of three.
So Hull Kingston Rovers have the ball back. And Leeds squandering possession there. Untidy passage of play. Sean Lunt out there.
Untidy set, wasn't it, from them?
And Lunt immediately making an impact with the offload to Ben Crooks. Crooks has got support from Mulhern. Can he go the way? All the way he can. Rob Mulhern on his return to Headingley hits Leeds with another Hull KR try. What a turnaround there from defence into attack for Hull Kingston Rovers.
Well, I talked about the impact from the bench for Hull KR. Sean Lunt sees something he likes and he's straight on the accelerator, and young Robbie Mulhern, he profits, puts himself in the right place at the right time, and even though he was stumbling for 10 metres, here's the knock-on. Jamie Jones-Buchanan ends up with the ball on the last tackle, flops it inside, and there's the knock-on. Jordan Thompson, quite correctly called by touch judge. Here's the break. What a beautiful offload. Has the ball in his right hand, puts it behind him, behind his body, passes it blind, and that's an outstanding finish by Rob Mulhern. Look at how difficult this is. He's rolling that ball to Crooks with no sight, no vision of him, and he's purely going on that call. Rob Mulhern's trying to find somebody to pass to, but ends up stumbling over the line himself.
You've got Quinlan there, you've got Maguire there. The last one you expect really is Rob Mulhern, isn't it? And yet it's him that's finished, and it's Craig Hall that converts. And look at this scoreline: Leeds 4, Hull KR 14.
This was a great offload out the back. He's looking for Mulhern, knowing that JJB's there. I thought he actually blows it here. I thought he's given it him far too early. But look at the speed, still from 25 metres out. He has the speed, the power to get over that try line.
He's a good athlete, Rob Mulhern. He's powerful, but he's quick and skillful, and has a great future in this game. What's the kickoff like? Almost going out in the full. Oof.
And then Maguire putting Scruton under pressure with that pass, which he did well actually to pick up off his toes. And here is Mulhern then. He got a try in the last time Rovers won here, which was back in 2016 when they won 30 points to 10, did Rob Mulhern. So he times his tries well, and they've got their tails up now of the Robins.
Nice little close passes just around the middle of the field. Sean Lunt just ushering the forwards onto the ball, kicking on the third play, out on the full as well. Oh, Chris Atkin, he thought that he'd spotted some space. There was an overcall from him, and he wanted to kick the ball down the field. As soon as he struck that ball, he knew that it was the wrong kick he was after.
Way too strong from Chris Atkin. Tim Sheens, James Webster down on the sidelines with the rest of their coaching staff, supervising this first half performance from their side in this qualifiers game. Hull Kingston Rovers with only 3 wins on their last 22 visits to Headingley, but ahead here by 14 points to 4. It's Leeds who started the most impressively. There's a clash of heads there, I think. Crooks is down, and Maguire.
Jack Walker, when he goes into that contest, slips, and the 2 Hull KR defenders, because the player isn't there, collide with each other. There you go. Danny Maguire, he catches a boot in the face as well. Oof, nasty.
I think for all in concern, that was uncomfortable.
Always makes me smile that. He gets a clout in the face, and the first thing he wants to do is shout at Ben Crooks, "Stop it!"
Well, Leeds have possession. Here is Jordan Thompson now. some restlessness among the Leeds faithful down below us in the south stand, because this is not going according to plan. But they knew it was going to be tough. They are on the attack at the moment. Here is Matt Parcell.
He knew that danger then, Danny Tickle. Likes those short plays, Matt Parcell.
Jordan Thompson, Mullally battling his way towards those posts. That's the fifth tackle right in front of them. Thompson's ball flicked on to Tom Briscoe. Briscoe has got to try and turn this into something good. Oh, he does. But the try not awarded yet. Now then, what's Ben Thaler wanting checked here? He thinks it's a try. But he wants Phil Bentham just to review it.
Yes. We'll see if he uses any of his own teammates. Does he run behind them? There's some pressure there. Bye-bye. Well, he comes in. It's a good ball. I think it's from Liam Sutcliffe, knowing that he's under pressure. Gets the ball to Briscoe. Shows decent footwork to beat Nick Justin Carney. Well, we're okay. We're okay. We're still okay.
There's nobody there.
Yeah, I think there's no problem here.
Phil Bentham, the video ref, having a busy afternoon so far, but he's had a quick look at that. Here he goes again.
Is it Nathan Petteru? Nathan Petteru is in the vicinity.
No, he's not. There's nobody around him. Yeah, there's nobody around him. This is a try.
Tom Briscoe, has he got his first try in the qualifiers to steady the ship for the Leeds Rhinos? Phil Bentham has reviewed that one. Ben Thaler's initial thoughts confirmed. And Leeds back on track. First in the qualifiers, 14th of the year all told for Tom Briscoe.
Well, Chris Atkin, he's going for distance. The ball comes off the side of his boot, goes out on the full. They get good field position here. That was a great ball from Liam Sutcliffe. Plenty of game awareness, knowing that he's got to get the ball away, being under some pressure, and he gets the ball out to that man and he scores the try.
Liam Sutcliffe missed with his first conversion. That was a difficult one from out wide. This one, more straightforward, on targets. Leeds 10, Hull Kingston Rovers 14 here at Emerald Headingley.
Hull KR defenders are up quick, but unfortunately, some are up further than others, which means it's what they call a dog-leg defensive line. And there's plenty of spaces for Tom Briscoe to go at. It was a hurried pass from Liam Sutcliffe. Leeds will probably want to be a little bit more organised on the last tackle options.
Tom Briscoe making his 26th consecutive appearance and making his mark in it. So that'll calm some of the jitters around us from the Leeds contingent and quieten the Hull Kingston Rovers crowd away to our left. Here is Brett Ferris.
Well, Carl Ablett still walking around trying to loosen that leg off, seeing if there's any chance of him coming back onto the field. Good shot for him. Mullally, good play of the ball, good speed as well. Jack Walker recognising that there's a quick play of the ball and earns valuable metres.
Myler to Sutcliffe in midfield, puts the kick in over the head of Carney. It'll bobble over the dead ball line, out of play, chance maybe to find out what the score is with Carl Ablett. Down on the sideline is Angela Powers.
Well, as soon as he hobbled off, he was taken straight into the changing rooms for assessment. He's back out on the bench now, and they're ever hopeful he'll come back on. They're going to try and run him up and down the touchline to see how he runs on that foot, so they are hopeful. But remember, the last outing in the Super 8, they lost Ryan Hall, didn't they, for the whole of the season, so home advantage hasn't been great for the Rhinos, but they're ever hopeful that they're going to get Carl Ablett back. Interesting times for the Rhinos, I think.
Carl Ablett there, at least he's hasn't got his tracksuit on or anything like that yet, so they're giving him some time. Half an hour gone, and Rovers on the attack. Again, really quick into passing. Quinlan, Atkin involved. There's Atkin again. Atkin gets the pass away. Greenwood, and there was a second effort in there from Leeds. Rovers get the penalty.
On the fifth tackle as well. Tell you what, Chris Atkins playing the ball nice and flat, isn't he, at the line to Greenwood. Some of the Leeds fans shouting for the forward pass, and Hull KR now choosing to go for 2 points. slow the game down. Obviously, Leeds Rhinos and Stevie Ward getting back into the game, just 4 points behind. Maybe this penalty goes over. A valuable 2 points for that man, Tim Sheens.
Such a smart operator, Tim Sheens. Never gets flustered. Seen it all before, hundreds of times. 2 easy points on offer. Qualifiers are going to attempt to turn that 4 into a 6-point lead.
Craig Hall then doing the goal kicking in his second spell with the club. And he's certainly made an impact since returning to the fold. This to stretch the Rovers' lead again. And he is on target. 16-10 they lead now.
Well, they'll be disappointed to give the penalty away on the last tackle, Leeds, but that man will be happy. He knows that those points could be vital come the end of the game after 80 minutes. Kevin Sinfield knows that he's in a battle, and he knew that turning up today, like we talked about just before the kick-off, with 5 ex-Leeds Rhinos players playing for Hull KR today, that they wanted to come here and really come away with the points, come away with the performance, and really ease the pressure on them and get back into Super League for next year.
Here's Nick Scruton. 33 years of age, Scruton now 33 years of age, and his career spent really in the engine room of the game for the clubs he's played for. Still a wholehearted and committed player. Greenwoods, Luntz, is Clarkson now, and there has reached 33 minutes. Applause breaking out from the South Stand in memory of Raymond Greenfield, the Leeds supporter who died so tragically and suddenly as he was preparing to attend the game against Toulouse last month. Just 33 years of age he was, hence the minute's applause in the 33rd minute in memory of Raymond Greenfield. And a fund that was initiated in the wake of his sudden death to raise money for a defibrillator. Totting up the funds, but as ever, surely in need of support. Meanwhile, Leeds continue on the attack. Well, to continue to try and come out of defence, to be precise, and that is a great run from Parcell, and Parcell has support from Walker.
Brilliant tackle from Adam Quinlan.
On the last, Sutcliffe puts a little kick in and will chase it. There was nobody at home at that point.
Quinlan's at home.
Eventually.
He's just gone from making that tackle. Just about walked through the front door, and what does he get? Carry that forward, son.
That's what Leeds are dangerous, just a quick play the ball, then get you around the room. The forwards can't get back. Good tackle from Quinlan on Walker.
Even though he's only
coming back, wasn't he?
Even though he's a small player, Adam Quinlan, the way that he positions himself, particularly when he's in those line break situations, he nearly always makes that tackle. But all the best tackle in that one.
It's Justin Carney, makes yards for the side on the last, and Maguire shapes to kick, chooses which option, goes to the left eventually, and Walker has lost it, the ball bouncing, and eventually he manages to scramble it out of play. And that's another let-off for Leeds.
Well, Danny Maguire looked up, and then all of a sudden he's thinking, should I kick it to the right-hand side? He thought, no, the best option is to go back over to our left. Just by jumping up in the air, does enough to put off the youngster. But he's still a word, Jack Walker, to knock that Boyle off the field.
Did he get a touch?
Jack Walker, I think Jack Walker...
He does.
Yeah, Jack Walker backed it off. So good awareness from him.
I just thought for a moment that it was an air shot. So Danny Maguire causing chaos on his return to Headingley. It's saying in the build-up to this game that it was a difficult one. The family was split. His son is a Rovers fan through and through already. The rest of the family, of course, big Leeds supporters. Does he celebrate if he scores?
Died in wool, Leeds Rhinos fans, mum, dad, brother, sister, everybody on board. But for this afternoon, they'll be supporting Danny, I'm sure about that.
It's Hull Kingston Rovers on the attack. Massoy stopped. Brett Ferris putting a good shift in. Lunt trying to use his trickery to unlock the Leeds defence. Ferris there again. Here is Maguire, little step from him. They're alert to the threat that he poses. Here is Lunt now. Lunt, Ben Kavanagh. Leeds, there in numbers again. That's the 5th tackle. What will Sean Lunt come up with now? Just scanning. Gets the pass away and it's intercepted, and Sutcliffe got the pace. Atkin is coming across to try and close him down. Atkin chasing. Sutcliffe puts the brakes on. Where's the support? Nobody can get there in time.
Well, great effort from Chris Atkin. I thought he was going to set up for the 1 point, but he's back to stop that try.
Briscoe, though, on to Myler. Myler steps Massoy. Myler under the posts. Hull Kingston Rovers could do nothing about it in the end. And Richie Myler finishes off a break initiated by Liam Sutcliffe with the intercept. Myler gets...
It's very difficult to try and tackle somebody like that. The change of direction on 2 occasions gets rid of Massoy, gets rid of Lunt. The overchase is there, and that'll please Kevin Sinfield. He knows it's not been their half, but with this kick now, at least they can go in. If they get it, all level at half-time.
Credit where it's due, though, Chris Atkins. He does everything right. Such a mature head on young shoulders. Gets that angle absolutely spot on that chase.
Myler gets his 2nd qualifiers try, having scored against Toulouse here. And Sutcliffe then to level the scores, having regained his breath. He's on targets. And with 16 points apiece, so Leeds, having been 4 points to 14 down, draw level.
Well, Richie Myler comes up with the try. Danny Maguire threw that miracle ball, looking for one of his players out wide. Maybe, as I said, on the last play, you're in front of the sticks, you're winning on the scoreboard, you go for the 1 point, and then they'll look back at that. Obviously, hindsight's a wonderful thing, but you take the points when you're playing at Headingley.
Well, this first half has lived up to expectations. And we've got a really tight contest brewing up, and Mullally is heading for the sidelines with a posse of Hull Kingston Rovers players pushing him there.
Big commitment in defence from Hull.
Coming up a little later from Lamport Stadium in Toronto, we will bring you the clash of the Wolfpack and the London Broncos, 5:15 p.m. here on Sky Sports Arena. We're at Emerald Headingley Stadium in Leeds. It is half-time and it's a lead for the home side, 22 points to 16. 14-4 at one stage for the visitors, but 2 late tries for the Leeds Rhinos has given them a healthy half-time lead. Will they build on that? Will Tim Sheens and Hull Kingston Rovers hit back? Find out now in the company of our commentary team. First voice, Bill Arthur.
The supporters, the Leeds fans, and away to our left, the Hull Kingston Rovers supporters. Bit restless, looking forward to the second half. And not knowing quite what to expect after that first 40 minutes, which really seesawed. So you thought, Leeds off to a good start, they look in the mood for this. Rovers suddenly came roaring back, took a grip on the game, and then Leeds with this harem-scarum. There's no sort of strategy to it, was it? It was just take the chances.
What they have, Bill, Leeds Rhinos, they have the ability to do the spectacular, as we saw in those last 2 tries. But what they need to focus on is the solid elements of their game. Going through the sets, finishing the sets of 6 with a good kick and a good chase. What Hull KR have got is they've just got the ability to get in the mix, make it messy, make it scruffy. And like Terry O'Connell said, when they get at the right end of the field, they have the potential to score tries. So I don't think this game is going to go a blowout score for either side. I began the afternoon thinking Leeds were 2 or 3 scores better than their opposition, but on the opening 40 minutes and the evidence of that first half, it's going to be nip and tuck, just like the previous 2 games have been.
Well, when they met at Ellen Road back in February, it was 10-all at half-time. Really tight contest, and Leeds shaded that one 20 points to 11. Similarly close when they met later in the season. So you're right, Barry, the chances are this will go down to the wire. And of course, Super League, it's not safety really, it's reclaiming your Super League status is what it's all about, and Leeds will be well on the way to that. If they do that, Hull Kingston Rovers will be sleeping a lot easier as well, because they've got some tough games to come. Leeds maybe the easier run in the last 4 games. KR with Halifax and London at home to come, Toulouse away and Widnes at home for them. Leeds, Widnes away next up, then they've got Salford at home, Halifax away, and then Toronto at home to conclude their qualifiers campaign. This the biggest game for these 2 in this qualifiers series. And Ben Thaler ready to get us underway in the second half. Craig Hall does just that. Jack Walker is underneath it, and Mullally picks up a bit of pace and runs straight into Mossy Masoi.
But I don't think that Hull KR can be the first team to concede a try in this second half. They need to be the team that scores the try. They need a good 10-15 minutes start, and they need to continue that on. They've got so many match winners, the Rhinos, who've played in big games, who know how to win those close battles. The speed of the play of the ball, Parcells a danger, Dwyer's a danger, and at any time that ball's played quickly. And that's one of the threats that Hull KR need to deal with.
Leeds in possession on the halfway line. Chris Atkin just getting back into the Rovers defensive line after taking a bit of a knock. Waves away the physio. The ball with Myler, and now with Sutcliffe, and Sutcliffe hoists it over the head of Carney. The ball will stay in the field of play, and Carney will have to bring this one away for KR.
Well, he was hoping that that ball would take a bounce and go over the dead ball line. Well, Hull KR could have had 7 tackles then, but they didn't. He didn't take it. It's met with a Leeds defensive line as they look to bring it away here with Greenwood.
Greenwood shrugs aside the first challenge from Sutcliffe. Here is Sean Lunt, once a South Stand favourite, now in the colours of Hull Kingston Rovers. Mossy Masoi, and Maguire has lost that ball, and Parcell is going to pick it up for Leeds. The referee just about to put the whistle to his lips, wave play on, and now he brings them back, and it'll be a Leeds penalty.
It was a lazy pass from Mossy Masoi. Minute and a half on the clock, he can't be a tired pass. It was too far in front of his half-back Chris Atkin, who can't collect it from that fumble. Matt Parcell, he takes the conservative decision. I'm not going to flick it inside to the supporting player, moves off the mark, doesn't put his foot on it. Adam Quinlan, he's appealing to the referee Ben Thaler, but Mossy Masoi.
Do you know, sometimes I just think that props are overplaying in this day and age. Everyone thinks that they can pass the ball. Your first job is to take your team forward. Let's get forward, pick someone out, knock them backwards, get on the floor, play it quickly. If you can't pass the ball, don't pass it. Do what you're good at.
Especially when you've got the physical presence of Mossy Masoi.
Well, he's huge, he's quick, he's got good footwork. As I said, pick somebody out. They needed to score, they needed to score
and they're in good ball.
So the penalty takes Rovers up to that Leeds 20-metre line, and they are, having conceded that penalty early on, they are in the ascendancy now. Hulkingston Rovers, and Quinlan almost found a way through. It needed a good tackle from Sutcliffe. Coming down this short side, Greenwood is tackled just short of that Leeds line. Carney, will he try and bulldoze his way over? Briscoe was wrestling for the ball. Could have been Viedelight. Carney goes for it and gets it, does he?
Short.
Just short, says the referee.
Tom Briscoe.
Tom Briscoe was actually thinking about the little fumble at the play of the ball. Stevie Ward looks like he's picked up a knot, but Justin Carney, he'd back him to be 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders.
But you do know if Justin Carney's behind the play of the ball, close to the line, he's gone in there for a reason. He's not gone in there to pass it.
No.
He gets low, he's strong, he's powerful. See Ward, oh, look at that. Gets his leg caught right underneath.
Well, my initial thoughts were he was short. He was short, and that...
Yeah, he was short. Good pressure, wasn't it, from that man, Stevie Ward. Tom Briscoe as well.
Stevie Ward's injury record is, of course, well known. Just back in the side after 4 outs. He came back against London.
What about more or less this time last year, Bill? It was the week before the grand final, dislocated his shoulder here at Headingley against Hull FC. Then he plays in the grand final the following week with a sterling job, but look at that. Wow.
Justin, I'll tell you when. I'll tell you when.
So he's back on his feet, and Hulkingston Rovers play the ball right on that Leeds line. They are pressing again. Here is Chris Atkin. Atkin shows the ball to Carney again, and Carney will tear it back in. And Petru and Sutcliffe with the tackle. Atkin, Maguire dinks a kick into the in-goal area. The bodies go up, the ball is loose, it's dotted down, and I think Hall's got his hat-trick. The referee will need his video ref to confirm this. What's his instinct? It is that it's a try. The kick causing chaos in the Leeds rearguard, and Craig Hall pounced for his 5th try in the qualifiers, his hat-trick in this game.
Well,
or is it?
This could be big call, big moment for Hull KR.
It looks like they're all onside.
Well, Craig Hall certainly times that run to perfection. Look at this now. There's 2 players that go through. Both of those players miss it, along with a Leeds Rhinos player. I don't think it comes off a Hull KR player, does it?
I don't know whether Danny Tickle gets his hand to it. In that contest, Danny Tickle's left hand, I think, touches it forward.
I'm not so sure about it. I don't think he gets high enough.
This will be a good angle. This will be a good angle. Goes up.
I think that's Danny Tickle's hand.
The ball then comes down.
Well, the ball's first knocked on. I think it comes off a Richie Myler and goes forward. I think this is okay.
Well, Phil Bentham, he's having a look at the grounding. He's happy with it.
Ben Thaler waits for the decision, and it's confirmed. Craig Hall has got his 3rd try of the game. Rovers have hit back 24 points apiece.
What a kick from Danny Maguire, though. Here's the penalty. Anthony Mullally, all entangled up in the play of the ball. Tim Sheens from the sideline. He trusts his players, wants them to keep playing, and watch the quality kick from Danny Maguire. Places it on the head of Richie Myler. Lou Briscoe can't deal with it. Myler can't deal with it, and Craig Hall scores the try.
You can't execute a better kick, can you? Just look at this, drops it on the line, under pressure. I think that ball comes off Richie Myler. That's play on. Craig Hall goes in for the try. Well, they needed those 2 quick tries in this second half, Bill.
And this then to put Hulkingston Rovers back in front in this game. And Craig Hall, the man of the moment, does just that. What a recruit he has been. Bringing him back to the club has been an inspired move.
These are the 3 tries he's posted for Hull KR this afternoon. The first one a gift from Luke Briscoe, and then he shows his pace on the edge over on that right side, and as he's done consistently throughout his career, put himself in the right place at the right time.
This game, as predicted, seesawing. Hull KR back in front then. 4-0 down, 14-4 ahead, 22-16 down, 24-16 down at the start of the second half. They now lead 26-24.
That's not bad, that, realistically. There's a lot of teams that come here to Headingley, and along with the South Stand singing, puts them off. The players really respond to what the fans do, and to get back into the contest, get back in front, shows what a decent side this Hull KR side are.
They're on the attack again. Well, I know you were pointing out pre-match, Barry, that while Leeds have been scoring points, they've also been conceding them as well in these qualifiers. 54 points conceded by the Rhinos.
And they have faded late on in games. They saw it against Toulouse and again at London, and there was a feeling at London, if that game had been 5 minutes extra, then Leeds might have been going back up the motorway with no points. But Hull KR outstanding at the minute, dictating the pace of the game. You see, Leeds Rhinos, they can't get any rhythm to what they're doing, and that's because Hull KR are hustling in defence and asking questions when they've got the ball.
Here is Brad Singleton. He's running direct and straight for the Rhinos. Parcell. Jordan Thompson. Thompson scrapes through the first tackle, gets the pass away to Parcell, and Parcell will go in under the post and leads it back. What a game this is turning out to be. Just when you thought Rovers were in the ascendancy, Leeds come up with the break. Jordan Thompson making a dent in the Robins defence, and Matt Parcell back in the side after injury, getting his first qualifiers try to put them back in front.
Well, I said at the start of the game that we're going to see an awful lot of points in this game. We've still got 30 minutes to go, and Jordan Thompson, doesn't he do a decent job to get through the line, keep his feet, come up, steps off that right foot, gets rid of a couple of defenders, and he's got the presence of mind to offload the ball. As soon as he gets through, he's looking for one of his teammates, and like all good hookers do, as soon as they pass that ball, they're pushing up, they're supporting the big fellas in the middle.
Well, Bill, you picked him out the moment he got his hands on the ball. Brad Singleton, he hit the ball hard, he played the ball quick, and that's the reason when pressure is put on from Nick Scrutiny, he gets up quick. He doesn't complete his assignment because of the footwork of Jordan Thompson. He just keeps his balance, finds an offload, and Leeds Rhinos are the latest ones to get over the try line in this seesaw game.
Sure is seesaw. And Sutcliffe, bang in front of the posts, adds 2 more points. Leeds ahead by 30 points to 26. How long will that last?
There you go, there's the work and the balance to keep his legs pumping, keep moving, and ultimately find the offload. He's got to put himself in the right place at the right time, Parcell. Parcell and Brad Dwyer, most of the time for Leeds Rhinos, they're on the pitch at the same time, and they try and speed that ruck up to the pace they want.
Sorry, buddy, you could just see them when Jordan Thompson took the line on. A couple of defenders either side of Sean Lunt really switched off. A couple of players trying to arm grab, and that's just not good enough, really.
Walker has to retreat to collect that ball, and Brad Singleton brings it back for the Leeds Rhinos, who are ahead again in this game. Here is Adam Cuthbertson.
We haven't seen a Cuthbertson special so far in this game. No offloads from the number 8 for Leeds. That's another punishing carry from Jordan Thompson.
Celebrates his 28th birthday next week, Jordan Thompson. And now Leeds with their tails up. Stevie Ward obviously recovered from that injury, and they could be in again here as Briscoe steps from the first challenge, heads for the post, gets another, his second of the game, and Leeds are enjoying a purple patch. Maguire has a word with referee Ben Thaler. Surely not. Referee says, I think so. But what does his video ref think?
It's while Tom Briscoe breaks the first line. There's a bit of a collision when he decides to keep hold of it. The video ref and referee on field want to look at it. Early pass from Liam Sutcliffe. Stevie Ward does well here. He has Vai chasing him. Nice offload. Quinlan, we've talked about his defence and how effective he is previously. And I think Jack Walker, and there's a collision in background. Now, is that a deliberate collision? Is that a player who thinks, I'm going to give myself a chance? James Greenwood, I think it is.
He can't jump all the way, realistically, Jack Walker. There's no obstruction in my mind.
No. Phil Bentham, it seems, doesn't think so either. Again, a very quick decision from the video ref, and another try is confirmed, and Leeds once again stretch their lead. Tom Briscoe, second try in the qualifiers, Leeds ahead by 34-26 with a kick to come.
Again, Bill, it's the ability to offload the ball in the tackle, get through the defensive line and look for what's in front. Look at that, as soon as Stevie Ward gets through the line, he offloads the ball to Tom Briscoe, and that's good play from Tom Briscoe. Knowing that they're running out of space, he cut under, he dropped off underneath the line, and you just watch when Stevie Ward gets the ball, he accelerates, it's an outline, gets Vai interested, and Tom Briscoe's got the speed, gets around Quinlan, and good play. Quick fire tries by the Rhinos.
Jack Walker was doing what he should have been doing, which was being there in support.
Supporting the ball carrier. I did at one point think that he got that wrong, Tom Briscoe, when he decided not to use Jack Walker, but that was probably because James Greenwood was so close. I'm going to tell you the scoring sequence from Tom Briscoe's try. Leeds scored 2, Tom Briscoe, Richie Myler. In the second half, Craig Hall scores 1 and scores his second. Matt Parcells scores, and then we've just seen the second. So if the sequence is correct, we've got 2 Hull KR tries coming.
36-26, Sutcliffe converted that. Here is Adam Cuthbertson. Love the fact he used to play, he began his junior days with Avalon Rugby League. Here's Petteru, the feeling a lot better about life at Leeds now, having broken his duck with that first half try. And now rumbling over the halfway line. Singleton once more. Cuthbertson now.
Well, the Leeds fans still know that they're in the game here. They're trying to get a penalty out of the referee, saying that Hull KR are offside.
Sutcliffe's kick ricochets, and Greenwood goes back to claim the ball. It went backwards, says the referee, as Leeds and their supporters appeal for a knock-on.
Well, Sutcliffe trying to kick the ball out of field. We've seen that a number of times this year when they get in the lead and they're trying to just let the clock tick down. There's not a problem there. I don't think Greenwood knocks the ball on. If he does knock it on, he knocks it back towards his line, so that's okay.
Carney bustling up the middle. Shrug of the shoulders from Carney.
He's here again. He wants another run.
Barrel of a player, Justin Carney.
Very hard to hit, very hard to get a decent contact on.
Rovers wide to Junior Vai. He puts the kick in field. Walker claims it, gets taken round the neck. In the view of the Leeds fans, not in the view of the referee, but then they do get the penalty, Leeds, as Rovers try to delay things and the subsequent play the ball.
Good effort from it's Liam Sutcliffe, who gets round the legs of Vai when the line is broken. There's the tackle from Danny Maguire, a little bit too high, and then once he's round the shoulders of Jack Walker, Maurice Blair is involved as well.
So Leeds welcome that penalty, a chance to ease the pressure. Ward has shaken off the ill effects of that knock he got earlier on in the second half. Getting in the way of a Justin Carney run, which is never a good idea, but needs to be done occasionally. Parcell, Tom Briscoe, we've had a hat-trick from Craig Hall. on the wing for Hull Kingston Rovers, and Tom Briscoe is on 2. Tickle is penalised.
Well, I think this comes off the back of Adam Cuthbertson's run. When he gets the ball, he goes in and he drops to the ground quickly. Then Tom Briscoe gets up, he charges in. Hull can't control him because of the quickness of the play of the balls. They then flop on, which is illegal, and give the penalty away. It's all about Leeds at the minute, isn't it?
It is at the moment, but this game has never settled into a real period of consolidation for either side. Nobody has managed to take a grip on it yet. Leeds maybe have the chance now. They are with Sutcliffe in possession, and Sutcliffe wrestling and trying to keep a grip on the ball under pressure from Greenwood, and Maguire does that. Parcell, the ball is batted down, it's 6 to go, says the referee. Walker, little chip kick. The referee says we'll bring it down.
Free play.
Bring it back.
Jack Walker knew that once the Hull KR defender had reached around, tapped the ball out, is it Greenwood? Taps the ball out of the grasp of Matt Parcell. Jack Walker, cheeky little Jack Walker, thinks I'll have a go at a chip and chase. I'm not a big lover of that. I don't like to see it when it goes either way. Stay away from the ball.
Well, you're in danger, aren't you, now of conceding another set of 6, which they are 10 metres from the line, and if it comes off, great, but if it doesn't come off, well, you're under pressure.
Get rid of the reach around.
Head and feed to the Leeds Rhinos, and they have an opportunity here now to maybe extend their lead. It's with Walker. Walker trying to bat off the challenge from Junior Vaivai. Walker plays the ball. Here is Petteru. Mulhern gets a hold of a boot. Parcell. Sutcliffe taking the Rovers defence on and skirting round on the outside. Maguire wrestling with him. They're going to try and get him into touch of the Rovers defenders. Almost do that. So it's Luke Briscoe. Myler. Back to Jordan Thompson. Crooks gets a hold of a leg. Both former Lee players. Ferris. Moon. Here is Cuthbertson now. Cuthbertson, they know not to let him get a hand free to the Rovers defenders because he can cause devastation with that offload. Parcell. Myler's short ball. His body's in there, with Ferris in the way, and the referee says that will be the turnover.
Well, they get away with that mistake before from James Greenwood when he gives a penalty away in a similar position to where they're going to play the ball now. Tough set of 6 on the way here now. Look at the line speed, the hit there. I think
look at the
Brad
players.
Singleton. There's numbers that they're getting off the line and just working together.
Look at the whole KR players. We saw a shot behind the play of the ball. Players with their hands on their hips. They need Justin Carney and the rest of the outside backs to get involved and give them some momentum.
Here is momentum from Quinlan, and Quinlan has got support from Atkin, and Atkin takes the pass, and Chris Atkin will go in for Rovers to start another comeback. The chase back from Briscoe, Luke to no avail, and Rovers have come back again. Quinlan with the breakout. Chris Atkin in support gets his second qualifiers try.
Well, what a try, what an offload from Chris Clarkson. Breaks through 2 defenders, finds the support in Adam Quinlan, who's cool, calm and collected. And even though that pass is dipping slightly, Chris Atkin's good enough. And what's that? 80 metres, they've gone upfield. High skill and high speed from Hull KR.
You talk about high speed, Barry, look at that. I think he accelerates Quinlan. He absolutely plants Jack Walker and makes Jack Walker come up with the tackle on him. And as ever, his half-back partner, Chris Atkin, well, he's there, he pushes up, he's strong, but good offload, all started from Clarkson. But the speed of which Quinlan took on Jack Walker, I think it made him defend.
There was actually a little bit of deception. Justin Carney jumps out, pops out to his left, and drops the ball off to Clarkson. So all defenders assuming, as we've seen all afternoon, that Justin Carney is going to take 3 or 4 defenders to get him down. And he uses his brain rather than his brawn on that occasion.
Craig Hall to convert this try and take Hull Kingston Rovers to 32 points, which would mean Leeds have conceded 32 points for the second consecutive game. They did so in defeat against London when they won 48-32. They are shipping points. They've shipped another 6 there with that Atkin try, goaled by Craig Hall. And Tim Sheens, he's seen it all in this sport, but this is turning out to be some game. I wonder whether it'll be some game later on when Toronto take on the London Broncos. That's over in Canada. It's on Sky Sports Arena from 5:15 after this qualifiers game. Action-packed afternoon here on Sky Sports. And just a bit of calm settles down. There was just a pause in the noise there. This is the first time since the game's kicked off, really.
Well, Mystic Baz just done a really big breath in. Yeah, Mystic Baz called it a couple of minutes ago, didn't he? He said that Leeds have scored the last 2 occasions. He said, I think Hull KR are going to score twice now. Well, they've scored 1 of them.
Tries have come in 2-2s alternatively.
Where's it going to end? 36-32 the scoreline. Maurice Blair.
I think you'd just be happy to come away from this game with 2 league points, wouldn't you?
That's the priority.
Yeah, you'd be disappointed. Oh,
he's blotted his copybook.
Well, you'd be disappointed with conceding the tries. You'd be happy with scoring the tries, and maybe not happy with making mistakes like this 40 metres from your line. Player like Chris Atkins' ability, well, that's too easy. That he knows that it's a mistake, obviously. Still a player who can have a big influence in this game. His forwards do the hard work. You look at Quinlan, you look at Maguire, you look at Atkin.
Leeds looking for a 3rd qualifiers win in this campaign. Rovers looking for their 2nd. And here is Brett Ferris for the Leeds Rhinos. The 2017 champions, of course, Leeds. Counts for nothing now.
He's been strong, Jordan Thompson, for Leeds. Every time he carries the ball, causing problems.
Good work from Parcell. He's brought some pace there. And here is pace from Myler. Myler quickly closed down by the Robins defenders. 4 tackles gone. About 5 metres out they are, Leeds. Here is Singleton driving for the line. It was a good tackle, low down by Lunt. Mulhern was up top. Sutcliffe now. Little kick from Sutcliffe. The ball bounces and into the arms of Carney. Ward protesting that he was impeded.
The Leeds Rhinos now will look to really get up in the faces of Hull KR. A bit of biff in some of the challenges up front. You know, Carney's got more and more involved into this game, hasn't he? What did Tim Sheen say before the game? Just work your way into it.
Pace yourself, and if he's got something left in the tank and he's up against flagging Leeds defenders, that could prove handy. Sean Lunt there. Who is going to emerge as the man of this match? Who is going to emerge as the winner? The R-Lee Gap is the place to go to have your involvement in deciding. That play the ball a real mess, and it was a mess according to the referee Ben Thaler because of a Leeds infringement.
Well, it's consistent this year. You get caught on the wrong side of the ruck, you can't get out of there. You can see Adam Cuthbertson, well, he's trying everything, and they get the penalty. I think a player that has been really strong in this game has been Adam Quinlan in defence and attack. He's been everywhere for Hull KR.
Could emerge as the match winner, Quinlan, in this one. Here's Ben Crooks, the other 40-something in this Hull Kingston Rovers side in terms of his squad number. Craig Hall, 41, Ben Crooks, 42. Clarkson. Leeds stop him in his tracks. Lunt, Maguire, Mulhern. Good offload to him to the sniping Quinlan, who was looking for something in support. Bit of momentum here from the Robins. Good defence from Leeds to stop Maurice Blair. Quinlan, Cuthbertson, beg your pardon, goes in for a second attempt. Here's Junior Vaivai. He's held up, or is he? The ball is loose. The Robin supporters behind those posts reckon he's got a try. So does Ben Thaler. And Junior Vaivai. Persistence paying off for him. And he's had a quiet game, but he's come alive there. And the scores are level again.
Well, all you need really in this game is a penalty or an offload, and you're going to score some tries. That's what we've seen for 67 minutes. Hull KR get the penalty, and Vaivai, said before, they've got some power over on the left-hand side. Justin Carney, Junior Vaivai. You think that he's held up there. He does ever so well to use all the strength that he's got to wriggle out the tackle, pushes Adam Quinlan out the way. Bit of a dummy, bit of a shimmy, rides the tackle. There's 3 players there. Wow, that's a big effort, big try.
Nothing flash about that try, but you're right, the key component of it was effort, his refusal to ever give up on that play. He's twisting and turning, trying to make that ball push it out and make it hit the ground. A good reply from Hull KR. We're approaching 11 minutes left in this game, and if the sequence is correct, we should get 2 Leeds tries. Now,
he did call it before though, Bill.
No, but he's not going to stop now, is he?
You shook your head. It depends who's on the last bit of that sequence. But not if Hull KR played the way that they did during that last 5 or 6 minutes.
13th.
Defended on their own line with great character.
13th try of the game. Craig Hall to put Rovers back in front has done it. To the delight of the Rovers supporters behind those posts. The ball landing in the middle of them. Salute! And Junior Vaivai with the try, his second of the qualifiers.
Well, huge performance, huge effort, isn't it? And as I say, to get rid of those Leeds Rhinos defenders, have the strength, have the presence of mind, knowing where that try line is. The little step as well when he gets out from dummy half, that just unsettles the Rhinos players, and those Hull KR fans who've travelled over this afternoon will be pleased with the results so far, but still 12 minutes to go.
Travelled over in great numbers as well as we look to our left. Just a sea of red and white at the back of those sticks by Hull KR.
Craig Hall's 5th successful conversion, adding to his 3 tries so far, 22 points to his name. And we've still got 11 minutes of the game to go. And we still don't know who is going to come out on top in this one. We still don't know who's going to get the Man of the Match award. Remember, the R League app is the place to go to have your say once the 4 nominees are known. Hard to pick one in this game. Adam Quinlan already touted. Craig Hall must be with a hat-trick in the bag. Chris Atkin maybe. Nice kick up the line from him. Perfect kick up the line from him.
Been good players on both sides, haven't you? I won't argue with the 3 players that you've picked so far. I think Jack Walker's been good. Tom Briscoe's been good.
You can only have 4.
I was just throwing a couple of names out there, Bill.
Brad Singleton.
Brad Singleton when he's carried the ball. I think Jordan Thompson's made a big impact when he's come onto the field.
That scrum is exactly where Rovers want to be. They lead 38-36.
I'm going to chuck Justin Carney in the mix. I think when he's been at his best, his damaging best, he's caused all kinds of problems for Leeds.
Tom Briscoe's shot him as well.
Yeah.
A couple of tries to his name. Well, there they are, in fact. Tom Briscoe is one of the nominees. Matt Parcell, Adam Quinlan and Craig Hall. Those are your Man of the Match nominees. The R League app is where to go. Leeds get the penalty, high shot.
Well, penalties have been really costly in this game. You see Jordan Thompson, Terry talked about him a moment or 2 ago. I said 2 words after half-time, solid and spectacular. Both teams have been good at spectacular. The solid, probably Hull KR have shaded that. They've been good at the nuts and bolts of this game. Brad Dwyer on at the same time now as Matt Parcell.
Myler there. Here is Sutcliffe. About 30 metres out, Leeds. Dwyer now in possession. Short ball finds Singleton, and Singleton, grimace on his face as he takes on a trio of Rovers defenders. He should be in that pack of four. But here they come again, the Rhinos. Brett Ferries. He's had a strong game. You can only have four. Dwyer. Across the field goes Dwyer. Gets the pass away, but good defence. Chris Clarkson down low on Singleton. Dwyer once more. Dwyer will try and snipe one, but that'll be the turnover. And good defence from Hull Kingston Rovers on their own line.
They've been consistently good near their own line, Hull KR. I know 36 points against might tell a different story, but when they've been close, when they've had to be on the money, they've had better focus and concentration than their opponents.
You know, they had to deal with it in that last set of 6. 3 real aggressive go-forward charges off the man who was the pivot at the line. And Robin Mulhern come up with a decent shot. They get the penalty now. Petteru with a high shot on Clarkson. Oh, Craig Hall, sorry. Yeah, there it is, there's the contact. Then when he takes him down to the ground, right in front of the referee. Hand in the face as well.
8 minutes on the clock. It's a hot afternoon as well. You've got to factor that in. It's hot work out there, draining work. The pace of this game has been really non-stop, as you'd expect from a scoreline like this, 36-38. And it's pace now from Hull Kingston Rovers, from Maguire.
Good work from Scruton. Quick play of the ball, gave Maguire half a chance.
Tommy Lee. Here is Danny Tickle now. Just inside that Leeds 20. Tommy Lee, Maguire back on familiar territory in the red and white this time. Quinlan puts a little kick in, I beg your pardon, Atkin it was. Carney was chasing, Briscoe has to push the ball dead. Another good completion of the set from Hull Kingston Rovers.
His kicking game is one of his major strengths. Come up with a blunder in the first half, but he's still got the confidence to do that. When he looked up and he had a little look at what was outside him, he clocked the defenders, noticed they had the same amount of defenders as there were attackers. So the next player was to kick the ball behind.
And Justin Carney was calling for that ball. He held his shape. He wasn't too close to his touchline, so he had those options. And the minute that kick goes through, Tom Briscoe could feel the breath of the big winger Carney.
So Rovers head and feed. Leeds having to concede that rather than the try. And here comes Junior Vaivai, scorer of the last try of this topsy-turvy game, the 13th try of this game. It might not be the last. Here is Maurice Blair. Rovers fans hoping that it'll be one of their players scoring it. Not sure where we are with the sequence, though. Here is Danny Tickle.
It's Leeds' turn.
Leeds' turn.
It looks like Hull KR are going to score any second now.
Here they come now. Quinlan puts the brakes on, and Moon gets a hold of him and wrestles him to the ground. The Rovers where they want to be. Tommy Lee taking their time as well.
Kicks to
driving
the corner.
forward, Clarkson.
Justin Carney with his hand up. Where's it going?
5th tackle. Ooh, Clarkson's taking his time to get to his feet. Oh, the ball over the head of Atkin, and he has to retreat, but he gets away well, and Atkin will counter. Broken play here. Rovers could capitalise. Oh! They couldn't capitalise. Ben Crooks couldn't take the ball in.
Oh, wow. The trainer in the fluorescent orange shirt, he runs on, and I feel certain that that's what took the focus.
I think it was
Sean Lund.
I think it was the late shift at the back from the trainer. And that's where the ball went to. Well, you see, that ball goes forward. Ben Crooks, a yard back, takes that ball cleanly. It's a try, isn't it?
Ben Crooks denied. Played in the £1 million game against the Catalan Dragons last year for the Lee Centurions. That was dramatic. This is turning out to be dramatic. Rovers looking for a second win in the qualifiers.
Didn't he do well, Atkin? When that ball is on the floor, bobbling about, he has enough composure to pick it up. They still threaten the line.
Now Leeds, if they're going to pull this one out of the fire, are going to have to come from deep, way deep, into the last 5 minutes. Sutcliffe looks for the ball. Myler skirts the first challenge but can't get away from the follow-up from Scruton. Little shove from Scruton. Nothing doing, says the referee, as Myler appeals. Good again, harassing defence from this Rovers side. They found a tightness at just the right time of Hull KR. Myler's pass for Walker, the ball goes to ground and Ben Crooks will come up with it for Hull Kingston Rovers. The Robins have found some tightness. Leeds just getting a little bit desperate now.
Well, good defence from the Robins, a lot of movement from Leeds Rhinos, trying to play outside, and apart from the Brad Dwyer little scoop when he was trying to break free. But defensively, they seem to have really stepped up in the last 15 minutes, Hull KR.
Here is the former Leeds hero, Danny Maguire, who looks as though he's going to be celebrating a victory with the visitors, because they are pressing again for what could be the decisive try in this game. That's the 5th tackle. Quinlan stabs a kick in, and it's a great kick, and Junior Vaivai completes the tackle on Tom Briscoe, and they'll get the goal line dropout. This is a textbook way to finish a game off.
Well, what a kick from the fullback Quinlan, who's had a thoroughly outstanding afternoon in attack, returning the ball. When it's time to be smart, he stepped up as well, but the reaction of his teammates, they know they just simply need to make that tackle. Tom Briscoe and Leeds Rhinos under pressure near their own line, as far away as possible away from the Hull KR try line.
And the clock running down. There is Adam Quinlan. Leeds have gone for the short restart, looking to get the ball back. They can't do it. And Hull Kingston Rovers will get head and feed. Richie Myler protesting, really in desperation. Well, to the referee.
Sorry, Bill, they'll form the scrum as quick as they can for the ref to stop the clock. And you see that when he gets that ball, Richie Myler saying that he was tackled in the air. Well, Ben Cook certainly had a hand on him. Have a little look when he goes up, catches the ball. Well, there's certainly contact. There's certainly contact.
It's a desperate plea from a desperate player.
Yeah.
With the clock ticking, and those fans deserve a lot of credit. They've made a very, very loud noise all afternoon. They got right behind their team. Even when the scoreboard and the game was against them, they still got behind.
April 2016, the last time Hull Kingston Rovers won on this ground. They're looking to end a 4-game losing run in meetings against the Leeds Rhinos, and they're looking to do it now. In the final few minutes, here at Emerald Headingley, here is Carney. Carney trying to barrel his way through, but Leeds are up to the challenge. Carney just bats them aside as he plays the ball, and Dwyer was way offside there.
Well, the penalty in favour now of Hull KR, offside. You could see the speed of which he gets out. He's trying to get an intercept. He knocks the ball forward. The referee looks to the sideline, and I think it's awarded by the touch judge, and they're just going to run it here now.
Well, this will be a very slow set of 6 for Hull KR. Slow play the balls, keep that clock ticking, get to the kick.
Super League survival, the goal for these two sides. Leeds, the champions of 2017, going into this with 2 wins in the qualifiers under their belts. A third would have really put them very close to achieving their goal. It looks as though it's going to be Hull Kingston Rovers who will end up with the 2nd win of their campaign.
Who'd bet against Danny Maguire getting over in the final moments of this game?
Here is Danny Tickle. Like Maguire, seen most things in the game as Danny Tickle. Now he's involved in a dramatic qualifiers game. Here is Maguire. Maguire skirting through, getting the try. He's dropped the ball. He's knocked it on.
Oh, he saw the line. He did everything right, didn't he? The speed. He got the defenders sitting back on the heels, goes through the gap, and he just drops it. Just drops it. Well, I wonder, was he thinking, I can't score against my former
In my
club.
defence, I said he would get over the line. I didn't say he would score a try. But again, frailties in Leeds, his defensive line, fully exploited by Hull KR.
And even at this time, with their side heading for defence, the South Standers in front of us having a wry smile on their face at that.
Right, come on, let's go, please.
Well, one set of 6 now. They've got 1 set of 6 to defend Hull KR. Leeds Rhinos, well, let's see what they do. Richie Mile is pointing out a couple of defenders in the Hull KR line. He's obviously got a plan. He's obviously got a spot player that he's going to try and get to.
Last minute of the contest, Hull Kingston Rovers, they're not clinging on to a 2-point lead. You have to say they've been playing the game at the Leeds end of the field ever since they took that 2-point lead. But Leeds desperate now in these last few seconds to try and find a way through. This game has swung to and fro. Could there yet be another turn here? The ball goes out wide to Moon. Moon down the sideline. The ball was forward. The ball was forward, and that's it for Leeds. Surely now, Tim Sheens and the Rovers staff breathe a sigh of relief.
Well, credit the defence, Bill. If Joel Moon is allowed, once he finds the overlap, to find that supporting player, then Leeds Rhinos are in. Craig Hall jumps high trying to prevent that pass, and Ben Crooks and the rest of his teammates do enough. And in the second half, in the majority, Hull KR have had that game management, they've had that composure, and Tim Sheens and his side have completed the perfect game plan. There's a bit to do for Kevin Sinfield, who visit Widnes in their next fixture.
Yeah, Widnes away next up for Leeds, and Halifax at home for Hull Kingston Rovers. They will both be on 2 wins apiece in this qualifiers series. Toronto against London to come here on Sky Sports. Jamie Jones-Buchanan and Nick Scruton just having a bit of an argy-bargy. Old colleagues.
There would have been a lot of games where those two players have been alongside each other, and Morley-born Nick Scruton will be enjoying every minute of this.
Penalty goes, in fact, to Hull Kingston Rovers. The frustration really evident for the Leeds Rhinos, because they led early on. They led well at the start of this second half. 24-16 they were ahead, but they've never been able to really get a grip on it.
Yeah.
And Rovers have always been able to find a way back.
Well, through players like Danny Maguire and Chris Atkin, they've done the fundamentals of rugby league better than their opponents. Penalties, mistakes, missed tackles, drop balls, they're always going to cost you. But when they've had the ball, Hull KR have done the right things, and they've done those things better than their opponents.